Zephyr versus Nouns. Here we go. Zephyr's going to ban out the Dodrio while Nouns bans out the Delphox. And we are going to see the Urshifu getting picked up by Zephyr Esports. Nouns going to try to pick a comp around it. Looking at the Mew Hoopa. Okay.
Players on both sides and great Delphox players on both sides. And by doing this, each team guarantees themselves an absolute powerhouse Pokemon. Zephyr grabbing Urshifu, Mew on the side of Nouns.
Yeah, these are both incredible picks here. Also, we're seeing Espeon get locked in. I feel like this Pokemon
Espeon Clefable getting locked in for the side of Zephyr. And let's see what Nouns decides to pick up. Don't know a lot about Zephyr. I remember them from last season, but I don't remember them making huge waves, but they are right now in the top 4 for EU, so we'll see.
Yeah, the heals out of Clefable are the most number explosive
Slash
in the game.
Snorlax.
It's not uncommon to see
Gardevoir, Buzzwole, okay.
150k damage healed out of a Clefable. It can absolutely prop up the squad in ways that other Pokemon just can't, and that gravity is a heck of an ability to boot to go along with it.
And Desu with the Sylveon.
Zephyr Esports got knocked down by
So they're going to rely on Red Moth's Coup de Grace in order to make sure we get secure on these objectives.
I mean, how good really is
that and the Solar Beam.
They're going to be able to take down Nouns right here. This is going to be an incredible matchup.
Yep, here we go. Game 1.
Really exciting picks that I did not expect to see in game number 1.
Yeah, and Gardevoir going to be looking to put in huge damage numbers for Zephyr. But you mentioned, for Zephyr Esports, this is a heck of a litmus test against one of the best teams going in their region. And definitely the monster that's hiding in the closet for any team out of EU. If you can't handle Nouns, you've got no shot at the World Championships. And that is definitely the hardest barrier of entry we've seen in quite some time.
Here we go. As a reminder, this is the losers bracket. These teams have to win or they are going home right now. These games are
losers semifinals.
Best of 3 series right here, as we see Nouns sending that cute little Eevee into the central area, trying to get its early evolution right now. Looks like it might be taking the whole thing and then running bottom.
Yeah, just like we mentioned, kind of right before the match started, the impact that a Sylveon at level 4 can have jumping into a path early can be absolutely devastating. And that's something that Cubfu does not have the ability to do because it really can't get its legs moving until it hits that Urshifu.
Poor Cubfu. So bad for, I don't know, 30 seconds and then the best Pokemon in the game at level 5. But that's why you need to give it this central area right here. It needs all of this wild Pokemon experience so they can actually fight. Nice little fight happening in the top path, trying to get a secure right there, but it looks like actually it was picked up by the Espeon on the side of Zephyr Esports.
Yeah, we see a Mystical Fire Sylveon. Sometimes we see the Hyper Voice out of that level 4 Sylveon as soon as they take over jumping into path.
So they're going to opt for the Mystical Fire Sylveon. Clefable is now online.
Time for Gatlu to really just run around, make sure they're taking all the wild Pokemon on their side of the map. No questions, no problems.
And here we go. The Altaria is a Swablu spawning here in the central area. Do we have a big... No, I was going to say, do we have a big Solar Beam? It's a nice Electro Ball right there. That seems to get chopped up pretty evenly between these two teams, as we do have a fight breaking out in the top path, it looks like, as well. And it looks like, actually, yeah, Espeon picking up a nice KO on the Hoopa.
Yeah, Zephyr Esports doing a great job getting a good crop of the bees despite, or excuse me, the birds, despite not having as well of a finishing maneuver to seal those up as Nouns Esports, so credit to them. Nouns trying to get it done up here as Redmaw's left a babysit in the face of a Buzzwole and an Espeon, and that is tough sledding. And
they're just trying to put in the pressure on Redmaw, but Espeon's is looking really, really low. He was just able to pull out that Espeon just in time. Dual Blade. Almost getting the KO on him.
A little ways away, Espeon able to just skate out of there with almost nothing. Really impressive here from Zephyr. And you know, we were just talking about Urshifu's level 5, which is amazing, but Buzzwole has one of the most incredible level 5s in the game. Being able to pick him up and slam, that superpower is really incredible.
Urshifu getting the KO on the Hoopa in the invade on this jungle area. And they're going to score top lane 55-40 right now in the favor of Zephyr. again, like I said, I don't really know much about Zephyr. I just know that they were competing last season for EU, but they didn't make it. So I'd love to see them pull off a huge upset on Nouns, even though I'm a huge Nouns fan as well. I think my EU team, though, is Tally Bobo, and my NA team is TTV, so those are the teams that I'm really rooting for right now. But a good, because there's going to be 4 slots. I do like Nouns as that second slot for EU. I do think they are a very solid team, as a lot of fighting is happening bottom lane, and this Urshifu is just trying to pop off and do as much damage as possible, and Hoopa is going to send them all home, but the Gardevoir is there and it's just going to do so much damage. Urshifu is going to get one of the KOs, Buzzwole is going to get another one, and there's just, Nouns is just in a really, really bad spot. But they don't have a lot of secure on the side of Zephyr, so they're going to have to win this team fight hole in hole, or else it's just going to get secured. Espeon does get the secure, though, with the Psyshock, and that was huge. Buzzwole getting a double KO now on this Snorlax. And there you go. Scores are coming in, 103 to 40. Zephyr is here. They're trying to make their statement. We can beat the EU champions. We are here, 158 to 40 right now. Zephyr has arrived on the scene.
You look at this team composition from Zephyr. They are an early game dominant team.
They are an early game dominant team comp. That is very true. But so is Nouns. The only late game fighter that they have is the Aegislash.
Yeah, that's one thing with Zephyr Esports composition. Yes, they're great early,
But Zephyr also has the Gardevoir, so 2 very, very good late game mons. I think these comps are super, super balanced, and Buzzwole is just going in. He ate up, and Gardevoir beating up the Snorlax. There you go. And that looks like they're going for the rip here. Aegislash is here, but Espeon's going to get the secure. The Coup de Grace does come out, but it's not enough, as Buzzwole's going to get the KO on the Sylveon and is now looking for his second one on the Aegislash. And he's still fighting him. What's going to happen in that final fight? I can't see. There you go. Aegislash gets taken out by the Buzzwole. Mystical Mirage also here. Gatlu is trying to keep everybody back. He does get the KO on the Urshifu, but he's going to go down to the Espeon, and the Buzzwole doing too much damage. Adesu is here, but is he going to be able to stop it? Espeon ult does come out. I don't know the name of it. Thank you very much. Sylveon ult also comes out. Still don't know the name of that one either, so this is crazy. Buzzwole's trying to just do as much as he can here, but they aren't going to be able to push this Regieleki, and there's just too much of a respawn here. And it looks like Sylveon is going to get the KO on the Espeon. And Adesu is trying to get a KO, but he's not going to be able to on this Buzzwole. He just does too much. Espeon's ult is called Psychic Solare. That's going to be a hard one to remember. Psychic Solare, Psychic Solare, Psychic Solare. And as Zephyr is just going to be ripping this Registeel bottom lane, Rings Unbound just happened for the Hoopa, but they get it anyways. Espeon is this secure tool that is just dominating right now. Sylveon getting Fairy Frolic.
You could see Nouns Esports not even able to really take that portal from the Hoopa, because
and the craziest part is that Espeon's going to get a buff. We're already looking at a range buff and so much other stuff for this Espeon. Oh my gosh, and he's dominating right now.
And Buzzwole, now that it's, I mean, level 12, but now that it hit its level 11 just a minute ago, it actually has access to one of its biggest power spikes.
Psychic Solare does come out here
Reset those superpowers at will.
at 341. A lot of damage coming out. Bruv is taking so much. Power Nap does come out, and Urshifu is coming in. Surging Strikes does take out the Mew. And now he's going in. There you go. Taking out the Snorlax here.
And now it's a KO streak of 2 for the Urshifu. Rapid strikes, rapidly striking Nouns Esports down. And Zephyr Esports up 158 to 113. Nouns Esports.
Couldn't have said it any better myself at 3:15 on the clock.
This is so incredible from Zephyr Esports. They're keeping the level advantage. They're keeping the score advantage. They're taking all the objectives. We have the Hyperspace Highway bringing some folks up here to the top path. Only a minute left until Rayquaza. And right now, Zephyr feels very much in control of this match, Doob Snacks.
They're doing great. They took
And they're looking for this Regieleki.
not relinquished it. Like I said, one misstep and Nouns Esports can kick right through that door and make some magic happen. But they're doing great. Look at the
And Buzzwole gets the secure on Regieleki.
playing very far forward, using gravity to buy some time for Zephyr Esports as they take another Regieleki, and we've got 2 minutes 37 seconds left in this one.
Espion's looking for his Unite for this final fight.
Nouns Esports though not down by too much. Only
There you go. He finally gets it.
They're not down by a lot of points, but experience-wise, they are down across the board, and this is really bad.
And they're gonna get another rip. They're just gonna let them have it.
Experience, and they're a lower level than their opponents. They could lose this big fight coming up here. This Regice just going to easily get secured here from Zephyr. I like the play from Nouns. They're heading top. They're trying to get some points on the board, and they are giving themselves the point lead.
Ooh, Espion getting the KO on Redmaw here. 15-second timer. They're not going to have their Shakir tool.
Running into this Rayquaza pit. The question is,
It's just going to be the Solar Beam from the Mew, and they're just going to go for the rip. Rings them, or who, yeah. Rings out, unbound, and Espion's gonna get the secured. Zephyr's like, we don't want to deal with you at all.
On this island, the last hit god coming through in the Thea Sky Ruins. Urshifu throwing out more hands than Naruto. They're taking a KO streak of 2, and now it's Ducket time, baby. As the Hundo Burgers, they're going in. Spraggles and Geese trying to scramble to get their own points in for their own squad.
they broke a lot of the shields on the side of Zephyr.
Okay, another 100 goes in.
Scores 100 in the center. Raytow looking for another score. Buzzwole up here to help. Nice Solar Beam trying to stop him, but Nouns is behind right there. And once again, oops, sorry, Mew. Godlu having to run out of there. Jeez, Zephyr playing a flawless game right now. Every single SPL.
358 to 210. You can't say it's flawless yet. The game's not over. 436 to 210.
436 to 210. Zephyr making this look
It's only 236, and there's still a minute.
But listen, 200 points a lead here. Zephyr Esports need to get back and reset. Nouns Esports has made pushes like this before in the late stages of the game, so you don't want to over.
Zephyr needs to not throw this right now, as they are going to look bottom lane. Here you go. 4 members on bottom. And Hoopa is still here too. You also have to be careful. He doesn't have his Unite yet. But they're going to start putting in the pressure. Here we go. Scores are coming down. 242 to 436. They need to make sure these scores are going in, though. 326. So they're down by 110 points.
And now Zephyr Esports has a pretty good stand with 20 seconds left. They just need to close it out.
They need to close.
Buzzwole comes down with the super heavy slam. And here we go. They're just trying to put in as many points as they can. Power Nap does come out. They broke it. That's enough. I think that's enough. I think Nouns won.
I'm here to talk. I'm not here to do numbers, buddy.
We are on the razor's edge because that lead had been withered down to 60. We're going to see where...
They did it. Nouns won.
438 to 436. And I'm going to highlight a very small play that completely caught Harai by surprise. Geese went up and threw a hyperspace hole, so that pops up on everyone's map, and that forced Harai to peel away from the bottom goal zone as Geese put that up and then peeled downstairs with the rest of the squad, so that gave them a player advantage. They were able to push on that. They leveraged all the KOs.
Yeah, Nouns taking that was impressive.
2 freaking points, Spraggles. How about that for your loser semifinals game 1? Nouns showing why the climb to the mountain rests with them. Holy smokes, they're sitting on top.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now taking the 1-0 advantage in this series, too.
It was so incredibly close. The funny thing is, if they were to be able to score a clean 50
And here we go. We're going to look at the ban phase for game number 2 here. So we get the Mew ban for Nouns and the Urshifu ban for Zephyr, as we're going to look at the Hoopa pickup, number 1. And the double pick for Zephyr, they're going to opt for Delphox and Clefable. Okay. I wonder what they're going to opt for Gatlu this game. Bruv does select. Wow. Snorlax and Blastoise. So super tanky on the side of Nouns. As Zephyr's going to opt for a Crustle. And Buzzwole.
Defender Crustle coming into this game. Let's freaking go. Get me
I'm gonna see Aegislash and Greedent. What a tanky comp.
I believe they're going to be on the Buzzwole as well. But this opens up Zephyr Esports to pick up that Espeon again, which did great work.
Aegislash, wow.
And are we going to get a Gotlu Greedent? I think we are. And why would you
yeah.
another way here on the UCS? Come on.
I love me some mean Greedent. Interestingly enough,
Desu Blastoise.
Anyone could grab it, but Gotlu says, I want the tanky squirrel. I want to pull Greedent into this thing. And when you see Hoopa and Greedent on the side here of Nouns Esports, they could really do some very mean stuff
there you
in
go.
the central area of Zephyr Esports. And of course, bringing out the Garchomp here as well, a Pokemon that we're seeing a ton of in EU. Garchomp is extremely popular in all of the top EU teams.
Oh, yeah, with that rapid fire scarf really helped kick Garchomp to a new gear without a doubt, and Raytao is going to be looking to prove that today here. With their backs against the wall, what they thought was a sure thing ended up being a fumbling of the bag on the 1 yard line. Super Bowl's tomorrow, football references incoming. But here we go. On this EU squad, Zephyr Esport needs to just get their mental right, realize that they're down a game, but they're down again and not out, and they're going to leverage Raytao's Garchomp to try and get it done. Big time damage for the big time dragon.
I'm actually feeling pretty good if I'm Zephyr Esport right here. I mean, I think the big lesson from that game was a bit of a misstep at the end. However, they were outplaying Nouns Esports the whole time. I feel good about a lot of their decisions. I think they're working as a well-oiled machine right now. The only question is, did they expect what Nouns is going to be throwing at them right here? It's a very different team composition than match one.
Oh, without a doubt. The pressure's on early for Zephyr Esports. They want to get those stacks up. Certainly Neverix does. Harai getting stunned with a little astonish there. Redmaw is going to go for the engage. Going to get an early KO. No. That's a good little escape there from that Clefairy, making sure they don't get KO'd too early and allowing Neverix to give them the support.
Looks like we're going to be getting an early level 5 here for this Blastoise, which is really nice. Greedent going to be heading on up and taking some of the experience in that central area right here. Clefairy in trouble once again. We saw its focus band go down a little bit earlier, so it is going to need to back out here. The Gabite looking to pick something up, but not making anything happen yet, as we're just about 5 seconds before those birds hit the map.
Yeah, look how Nouns leveraged early presence in the paths rather than taking all of their central area stuff. Redmaw trying to poach through and get as much of that, but that's a hoop KO, and the Clefairy finally goes down, finally sussed out and KO'd, and now Adesu's going to make it happen with the War Turtle, as Classics is not about that action. Big Crustal Boy going to try and get it done. No Dwooble here. Raytao going to see, moving just past the hyperspace hole, and they're up for protecting this goal zone. How about a KO for their efforts as they're going deep on Gatlu, picking up a couple berries, and that is a slippery squirrel, my friend.
Yeah, this is where the squirrel gets really tough to deal with, Doob Snacks. So it can just move around the map really unimpeded. As soon as you start to engage on it, it can get away from you, and it can try to take all of your wild Pokemon. Nice score here in the top path for our Buzzwole is just getting swole once again, picking him up, using the Hoopa to secure that wild Pokemon. It says, I don't care what you are, I'm picking you up and I'm slamming you down, I'm getting the points.
I'm going to use your friend to beat up your other friend is essentially what we just saw Neverix say. They're going to get KO'd, overstayed their welcome, but did get a couple stacks in, which was really their priority there. A little Moonlight action to get this Clefable back to its goal zone. Going to try and protect it, going to do its best. Not a good offensive kit on that Pokemon, but they are trying and scrapping it out. Classic's getting low. That's a big beefy Pokemon catching the broadside of a sword. They get KO'd. Eichel's trying to hang tough here as the Braixen just ticks over to the Delphox, perhaps just in time, but no, they're dusted by the Doublade. And that thing's going to be an Aegislash here in short order. Bang right there as Neverix goes in on Geese. Gets another little choke slam action. That's a KO on the War Turtle. That's more points in for Neverix. And another stack. That's a stack.
You cannot hang out, by the way, I own that, you owe me money. You cannot hang out near that Buzzwole. It will pick you up and slam your friend onto its head. You will get a KO using your ally. So incredibly mean there from Neverix. What a play. I'm loving watching this Buzzwole here as both teams getting ready for this objective. Zephyr Esports has 4 members down here. Nouns still sort of trickling in as Regirock's getting incredibly low already, looking for the secure right here. And it's hello.
Let's go. Harai again making it happen. The last hit wonderkin on AO Silent, getting it done for Zephyr Esports, giving him a chance in this one. There's a hyperspace highway kicked open, throw to the top path. Here comes the war total coming through. I cannot believe they are not a Blastoise yet. We were talking about war total 2 minutes ago. The
A lot of damage coming out. Here we go.
That's going to prevent them to hit the goal zone, and then they have to catch the reset. But Zephyr Esports looking sharp out here, Spraggles. I like this team.
How is Harai able to secure with obviously an amazing Pokemon like Espeon, but a real sharpshooter getting every single objective? And now we see it on the Clefable. This must be a solo queue player. They know if no one's going to secure it, it's got to be them.
And Zephyr Esports treating them like that too. They're saying, look, we are Harai. Let's go do what we want. They'll get it. No problems. This goal zone's gonna get dusted in short order. Desu just hitting another goal. That thing's down to 4, squared up for a good overcap later on. As Zephyr Esports, all about this Regieleki Classics, playing some good defense here, rock tombing around, buying a lot of time. That Regieleki is gonna hit, and that's gonna open up the opportunity for a big overdunk if Geese doesn't keep this thing from going in. Oh, the big portal just in time. Here comes the rest of the squad. Aegislash engages. Classics is getting tough. Geese is getting low. They pick up a berry. A Desu engaged on by the big time Garchomp. Dragon Rush, baby. Unite move comes out. That is a rapid spin. That's a typhoon happening all over the top of this Regieleki. It still hasn't hit. 3 players down for Nouns Esports, just 1 for Zephyr. They're hanging tight, but it's Gatlu, the Greeting God, making it happen on top of the goal zone. It hits. But what is a squirrel to a dragon, Spraggles? Nothing. Goal zone gone.
Wow, Zephyr Esports once again just making it look easy in these fights that feel like, I mean, they're
Zephyr's putting in the work right now.
Seems like they're going to be behind, but I mean, they're not that far behind when you can pick one of them up and just smack them down on the head. That Buzzwole already hitting level 11 right there. And as we talked about last match, that's its power spike. Level 11 gives it the ability to just reset those slams. It's going to be incredible here for Zephyr as they are prepping to fight here over Registeel. Just kind of zoning the enemy team out. Here comes the Hoopa Unite now. Esports coming through.
Wow, huge rip here. And Zephyr still picks it up.
Delphox gets credit for that. The Registeel goes to them. Aegislash goes down. 2 players down for Nouns Esports again. And they're trying to pivot on Classics. They're trying to make it happen. It's Brub pinning them down. Classics goes down. Eichels is just trying to hold on, but you need to get out, kid. There's too many players here. 3 players down for Zephyr Esports. And Nouns may not have taken the objective, but they took the body very well and adjusted and got something for their troubles in that bottom path.
Wow, I mean, what a fight there from Nouns. They actually came back and made that look pretty good for them, even though they weren't able to get that objective. Once again, everything going to the side of Zephyr Esport here. Objective-wise, though, and level-wise, they're looking extremely good. Greedon, though, just being a slippery little squirrel, getting out of that one, saying, too many members of Zephyr right here. I think I'm going to head home.
Yeah, decent look there by the Greedon, but you can see where they're peeling down. Nouns Esports in the bottom path, getting some points in down there, or at least they're going to try. That's a 40 banger going in for Greedon. Hydro Typhoon comes out of the Blastoise. They're getting engaged on there like Desu. That might have been your Unite move, but we do not care. There's 3 of us here pinned up by Classics, Raytown, Eichels getting it done, and this Regieleki is going to be sent down the path because I don't see anybody from Nouns Esports being able to pivot. Geese might open up the highway, but it's still going to be a day late, dollar short. But the question here is that Regieleki actually going to hit, Spraggles?
Yeah, that is the big question. What's Nouns going to do about this? It looks like Zephyr's actually just going to peel off, look for experience all over the map. And I got to say, this is the best I have ever seen Zephyr play. They are so incredibly coordinated in these fights. It feels like they're just setting them up, knocking them down. They know exactly how these Pokemon are going to combo into each other, setting up some huge mystical fires, letting the Delphox just kind of skate around and pick off these KOs as they're looking to push onto this bottom path right here. Delphox setting the Unite on the goal.
Delphox on the goal with a gravity tandem. Going to try and use that to leverage and engage with the rapid spin water spout. Desu buys a ton of time. Harai forced to retreat, and Bruv caught in the backside. Can never close them out as Eichels is looking for that KO. And Zephyr Esport, really, they just want to take this Snorlax and maybe peel back a little bit. Garchomp is engaging by themselves. Can the team pick them up? No, they go down in short order, and look at them blinking out of existence just in time. A legendary hyperspace hole there by the Hoopa Geese getting it done. Registeel's on the map. Zephyr Esport wants another.
Yeah, Zephyr Esports would love to have this, but actually Nouns is finally in a great position around an objective. 20 seconds left, and Zephyr says if we lose this fight right now without
Nouns is going to pick up this bottom
the
Reggie
entire game. Peeling off, hiding inside the tall grass right here, looking to see if they can get a pick.
And Zephyr's not having as much of an advantage as they did in the first game.
So he's not going to be able to go and back cap or do anything right there. Desu moving in. The question is who's going to start this fight? Bruv throwing up the
They're putting in pressure. Here we go.
Coming in and
Zephyr putting in in the pressure. Brovgo's go down. Fantastical Fireworks also coming out, but they're taking the fight outside. Hydro Typhoon just come out and tries to get a whole bunch of them, but the Livid Outrage does come out, and Zephyr's going to go for the rip. Very Belly Flop is here for this Greedent. And they do need to like somewhat slow this down, but they can't at the same time. They need to make sure this rip goes through. Coup d'etat does come in, and Nouns Esports with Geese does pick it up. And it looks like Nouns is going to get the 2-0 on Zephyr, even though Zephyr had the dominant early game in the first game. Wow. Huge. And they're going to send Zephyr home.
Way more competitive than last time. And then this fight, we thought the sword might come in, that Aegis / massive unite move.
It's still under 500. There's still a chance. It's going to be very, very tough, but there's still a chance.
Big secure on Ray, wiping the entire team there for Zephyr. What a crushing defeat for Zephyr, who has been playing some lights out Pokemon Unite today. As Nouns
and more scores are going to come in. This is going to wrap up the game. There you go.
Taking this game right now, 759-132.
I'm taking a look at Zephyr Esports' weakness here, and it looks to be the last 2 minutes of the game, Spraggles. They looked so good for 9 minutes in game 1, so good for 8 minutes here in game 2.
Huge.
And it just seemed a weird team engaged. They're sieging this goal.
Zephyr's sieging, but I don't care how many points you have. That's too much of a gap.
That goal zone still stands. Hoopa Unite as well. We're in garbage time.
And there's not enough points. Yep, this is garbage time. GG. Nouns takes game 2. What a crazy fight. I actually gotta go. Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna come and watch all this, and I can't now. Okay, I might be back later on tonight, depends. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button down below and hit that subscribe button. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next game.
Yeah, it's never me. It's never me.
Well, we play often together, Spraggles, so you can just blame it on